So good morning from sunny Calpe here. I'm Gruff of Ribble Pro Cycling, and I'm going to show you through our new Endurance SLR frame sets for 2019. So I'll just run you through some of the features that have changed for us this year. We'll start off with the frame, obviously. It's the new Endurance SLR from Ribble. I've had it now for about 2 weeks and I'm getting on with it really well. It's slightly more traditional tubing than what we were used to last year, so not as aerodynamic, but we thought we'd go down this route for this year, and we're super happy with it. You can see that some of the new features that they've added is sort of a change in design in the headset. You've got a bigger top bearing, which makes the front end a lot more stiffer. On the rear end, they've added this compliancy for sort of vertical vibrations, and yeah, it's working really well, and the bike really handles well, and you know, I'm sort of over the moon with it. If we go on to the group set, so it's once again the SRAM Red E-tap, so there's no cables involved, it's all like super clean, there's no cables running from the shifters, so we've got a lot of guys on the team who are into the aerodynamics, and that sort of bonds really well, so we've stuck with the SRAM Red, and yeah, it's really reliable. I didn't have any issues with it last year. Brakes, we've got the direct mount brakes, so you've got two fixing points for the brake rather than one pivot in the middle, so that makes it a lot more stable. So say now that you hit a stone or something like that, it's a lot less likely that the caliper is actually going to move and then hit your rim. So we've got them on the front and the rear, and they're also the aerodynamic ones, so with the adjuster sort of tying in nicely to the caliper. Chain set is SRAM once again, it's the SRAM Quark, so we can sort of analyse our races and our training just to see sort of where we're at. Yeah, so that's the group set. Saddle and bars were up to us this year, so that was kind of like a free choice. I've gone for something that one of my teammates recommended that was sort of testing quite quick and obviously comfortable as well. They've got a bit of a flare on them, so I like that. So you feel a little bit more stable in the drops, and then you can get a little bit more narrow in the tops. It's also got a really neat mount here for your GPS computer that sort of clips onto the stem, and yeah, it's just all really tidy, and like I mentioned before, there's not many cables there, so just maybe a little less energy to get the bike moving. Wheels, really fortunate to get sponsored this year by Walker Brothers. These are the wide boy versions, and they're tubeless, so the difference between tubeless and clinch is obviously you're not running any tubes, so the tyre itself, the beads pop onto the rim, and what Walker Brothers have done, they've done a rim with no nipple holes, so it's very less likely that you're going to lose any air in there, and they pop up really well with these Continental GP 5000 tubeless ready. So we've got the TL version, and I've been lucky enough to test the 28mm version while I'm out here, and that's something that I want to try, so I can run that little bit less pressure in maybe in the early season sort of classic type races, and then what I'm hoping is that will give me a little bit less chance of puncturing. Bidons, once again we're sponsored by Secret Trainings, Stealth, and that's worked really well for us last year in terms of sort of carbohydrate and electrolytes consumption on the bike, and then we'll also be using their gels as well. So yeah, that's my bike, hope you enjoyed.